Milan, can we talk for a minute?
Huh? Nia? What is this about?
It's been a while since we last talked. How have you been?
Yeah, I guess it has. So what's the deal? Why are you suddenly acting all friendly and casual like this? We were never that close.
What are you talking about, Milan? We used to be on a first-name basis.
We started using first names just because we sat near each other in one class back in college. You kept chatting with me out of nowhere and insisted I call you by your name. Honestly, I don't remember us being particularly close, so what do you want?
Wow, so I was the only one who thought we were close. We hung out together, you know.
You mean that one time you were at a group date my friend invited me to? I don't even remember talking to you there.
There you go again, saying things like that.
Well, it's true. Anyway, if you're not getting to the point, I'm done responding. This is starting to feel like a waste of time.
I didn't know you were this cold. No wonder you can't understand other people's feelings.
What's that supposed to mean? Did I do something to you? Because last I checked, we haven't even seen each other since graduation.
Yeah, I know. I haven't actually spoken to you since then. I just happened to see you.
What do you mean?
I wanted to talk about Caleb.
Caleb? How do you even know about him?
Oh, I figured you wouldn't know. Well, Caleb and I are childhood friends.
Childhood friends?
Yeah, we grew up in the same neighborhood. We went to middle school together. He even confessed to me back then.
Really? And?
Well, I turned him down. I didn't think he was quite good enough for me at the time.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I was back home during the last holiday, and guess what? Caleb was visiting his parents, too. We ran into each other completely by chance. Doesn't that sound like fate?
Not really.
You're so cold. But you know what? Even I didn't think much of it at first.
Yeah, well, Caleb hasn't really changed much. He's had the same face for years. Let me guess, you were drawn to his looks?
Wait, how did you know?
You're not even going to deny it? I just remembered seeing someone at that group date who ignored everyone else just to chase after the best-looking guy there. You annoyed him so much that he tried to avoid you.
Well, that's harsh. You're making me sound like some shallow girl who only cares about appearances. I mean, yeah, I used to be like that, but this is different. Caleb's special. He's kind and easy to talk to.
So what? Is that why you're contacting me? What does this have to do with me and Caleb?
I confessed to him, okay? I told him how I felt, but he turned me down. Said he was already seeing someone. Then yesterday I saw him walking with you, and I realized you're the one he's dating.
Took you long enough to figure that out. Honestly, I barely remember what you look like.
Even as a joke, that's kind of mean, but whatever. Caleb's nice, though, isn't he?
I wasn't joking, and yeah, I guess he's nice enough, but what's your point?
I mean, think about it. Even after I confessed, he still rejected me properly. He didn't make excuses or try to sneak around. He actually respected the person he's with, even if he doesn't really love her. That's sweet, right?
Wait, what did you just say?
That he's sweet?
No, the part where you said, even if he doesn't really love her. Are you seriously talking about me?
Yeah, obviously.
And what exactly makes you think that?
Because he confessed to me before. Why would he suddenly be in love with someone else? Clearly, he's just dating you because he couldn't get over me.
Are you serious right now?
Of course I'm serious. He's always liked me. Why would that change? I doubt he's met anyone more attractive than me since then.
Wow, you are unbelievable. You really think the world just pauses for you, huh?
It's not like that. I'm just being realistic. I mean, back then, Caleb was so obvious about how much he liked me. He couldn't even talk to me without stumbling over his words. His face would turn red just by standing next to me. Do you really think feelings like that just disappear?
Yeah, it's called moving on. People do it all the time.
I don't buy it. He's just pretending with you. Maybe he's just tired of being single, or maybe you're just convenient. I mean, no offense, but Caleb's way out of your league. There's no way he's really into you.
Right? And I'm sure you telling yourself that makes you feel better.
You know what? Fine. Believe whatever you want, but you should know when I talked to Caleb, we actually had a great conversation. He remembered so much about me. Stuff I didn't even think he'd still remember. He remembered my favorite color, the old nickname my friends used to call me, even the way I used to tie my hair back in middle school. Doesn't that say something?
Yeah, it says that Caleb's polite enough not to ignore you. It doesn't mean he's secretly in love with you.
You're being ridiculous. You can't seriously believe he's really over me.
I can and I do. Look, if you think Caleb's still stuck on you, that's your problem, but don't drag me into your little fantasy.
It's not a fantasy. Caleb and I have a history. You're just some phase. He's with you now because he's unsure of himself. Once he realizes that, he'll come back to me.
If you really believe that, then why are you even calling me? If you're so confident that Caleb's going to leave me for you, why are you wasting your time trying to convince me?
Because I wanted to warn you. I thought you deserved to know that you're just a placeholder. I figured if you had any self-respect, you'd walk away before you got hurt.
Wow, that's rich coming from you. Here's a better idea. How about you deal with your own rejection like an adult instead of pretending you're trying to help me? Caleb told you no. Maybe you should try respecting that instead of acting like you're entitled to him.
I'm not acting entitled.
You're literally telling me to break up with my boyfriend because you think you're somehow guaranteed to win him back. That's pathetic.
I'm just being honest. I'm trying to help you.
No, you're trying to make yourself feel better. You want to believe that Caleb only rejected you because of me, not because he's just not interested in you anymore. That's the truth you can't face.
That's not true.
If you're so sure Caleb still wants you, go ahead and keep waiting for him. But I'll tell you right now, Caleb's not coming back to you. He's with me now, and he's happy, so whatever little story you're telling yourself, it's not real.
What?
Nothing.
No, seriously, don't give me that. What's going on?
I told you it's nothing. Forget it.
You know, I've been thinking. You're only dating Caleb because you forced yourself on him, right? I bet you cornered him, made him feel like he couldn't say no. Caleb's far too nice for his own good, so I am sure you just pressured him until he gave in.
Wow. You really believe that? No. Caleb's the one who asked me out.
Yeah, right. Don't act like I'm stupid. I already know what really happened.
No, you don't. Not even close.
Look, this is what I really wanted to say.
Oh boy, here we go. What is it this time?
I want you to break up with Caleb.
What?
You heard me. I want you to break up with him.
Yeah, no.
What? Why not?
Because this is insane. Why would I break up with my boyfriend just because you told me to?
Because you're just in the way. Caleb doesn't really love you. He's just too nice to say it. He's trying not to hurt your feelings, that's all. So if you actually cared about him, you'd let him go.
And what makes you think I'd just take your word for that?
Because Caleb loves me. He always has. And I love him too. If you weren't in the picture, we'd be together already. Face it, he's practically my boyfriend. You're just temporary.
You're actually serious right now, aren't you?
Of course I'm serious. I've been waiting long enough. Just break up with him already.
Okay, wow. Listen, let me make this crystal clear. I am not breaking up with Caleb because you've got some weird fantasy about him. Whatever you've been telling yourself, it's not real.
If you won't break up with him, then we're not friends anymore.
Are you okay? Seriously, we were never friends to begin with. So, yeah, I guess we're done now. Tragic.
Don't say that. We've always been friends.
Do you want to be friends or do you not want to be friends? Pick one already, because I am honestly not interested either way.
Ugh, just break up with him already. He deserves someone like me, not you.
Mind if I ask you something?
What now?
You said Caleb isn't even your type, right? That you weren't really into his looks at first?
Yeah, so?
So what changed?
I don't know. We were talking and I found out he's the CEO of his company now. He's not that much older than me either, and honestly, I was surprised. I didn't think someone our age could already be that successful.
Ah, got it. So it's the money. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what? I'll give you credit for being upfront about it. At least you're honest in your own twisted way.
Oh, please, don't make it sound like that. Money's important, but it's not everything. But it matters. I'm not going to apologize for wanting some security.
Right, except you were just saying Caleb's the love of your life. Sounds like what you actually love is his paycheck.
That's not fair. I really do love him.
Right. You love Caleb. Just the version of him that happens to have a fat bank account.
That's not true.
Be honest with yourself. If Caleb wasn't a CEO, if he was just some regular guy working a 9-to-5 job, you wouldn't even give him the time of day.
That's not true.
Sure, whatever you say. Nia.
What now?
do you know someone named May? She's your friend, right? The one who invited us to that outing a while back?
Yeah, I know her. Why?
Well, May told me something interesting the other day. She said one of her friends recently got scammed, tricked into racking up debt by some guy. Sound familiar?
Yeah, that was me.
I figured. So you're drowning in debt, and now you're trying to use Caleb as your safety net. Makes sense.
It's not like that.
Oh, really? What else am I supposed to think? You suddenly fell in love right after finding out Caleb's successful? Please.
That's not fair. You don't know what I've been through.
I know enough, and since we're talking about Caleb, want to hear something interesting he told me?
What did he say?
He mentioned something from middle school, said there was this dumb prank he got roped into once. Some stupid dare where he had to confess to a younger girl as a joke.
Wait, what?
Yeah, apparently it was this ridiculous prank. Confess to someone and see how they react. Caleb told me he felt horrible about it afterward, said he still feels guilty to this day. Even though he ended up getting rejected, it stuck with him. Said it made him realize how hurtful it is to mess with someone's feelings like that.
And what's your point?
My point is, Caleb's been played before. He knows what it feels like to be strung along. You really think he's dumb enough to fall for your act?
No, that's not.
And that's not all. When Caleb visited home recently, he said something else.
What did he say?
He mentioned running into some girl on his way back. Said she started clinging to him out of nowhere, kept going on about how they were childhood friends or something. He said she practically threw herself at him and then confessed like she was doing him a favor.
That can't be.
That was you, wasn't it? You seriously thought you could just show up, bat your eyelashes, and have him fall into your lap?
I didn't think.
Oh, I know you didn't think. That's exactly the problem. Whatever you convinced yourself was happening, that wasn't reality. It was all in your head.
No, it can't be.
Hate to break it to you, but Caleb's not interested. He never was. And honestly, if this whole thing was just about digging up a rich guy to fix your money problems, that's just pathetic.
Shut up. You don't know what I've been through. Don't act like you're better than me.
You're right. I don't know what you've been through, but I know this. Caleb doesn't owe you anything. If you've really got the time to cause scenes like this, maybe you should put that energy toward figuring out how to pay off your debt. And while you're at it, stay away from Caleb. He doesn't need your mess dragging him down. After that, I didn't hear anything from her for a while. At first, I wondered if it was just temporary, like maybe she was taking some time to sort through everything, to process what had happened. But as days turned into weeks, I started to realize that she had completely distanced herself. It was almost as though she had vanished without a trace. The silence was deafening, and it left me with a feeling of uncertainty, not just about her, but about what had transpired between us all. It wasn't until later that I heard from May. She had gotten some details about what had happened to her after our last encounter. Apparently, she had thrown herself into trying to pay off the debts that had been hanging over her head. She must have been desperate, as we all can be when faced with financial pressures. But instead of finding a way out, her attempts had only made things worse. In her rush to solve that problem, she had ended up accumulating even more debt, spiraling deeper into the hole she had already dug for herself. The realization hit me hard. Debt is not something to be taken lightly. It can entrap people in ways they don't even anticipate. I had known that financial struggles were a reality for many people, but hearing how much she had gotten caught in it made me realize just how easy it is for someone to fall victim to a vicious cycle. It made me reflect on how dangerous debt really is. It doesn't just affect your bank account, it affects your peace of mind, your sense of security, and your mental health. The worry, the constant anxiety about how to make ends meet, how to pay off what you owe, it's overwhelming. And I could see how quickly it can spiral, how someone can make one bad decision after another while trying to dig themselves out, only to end up even further in the hole. I was thankful that I had never been in that position, but hearing May's account made me more aware of how easily it can all unravel. May also told me that one of the worst parts of it all was that she had been tricked. In her desperation, she had fallen victim to a scam, someone who promised to help her get back on track only to make things worse. I couldn't help but feel a sense of anger and frustration. People who take advantage of others when they're most vulnerable are the worst kinds of predators. Scams like that are an unfortunate reality for so many, and I felt a strange mixture of sympathy and concern for her. She had been in such a difficult place that she couldn't even see the manipulation happening right in front of her. I have always known that people like that exist, but Hearing how easily they could exploit someone made me more cautious in the future. It's scary how quickly trust can be shattered, how quickly one's life can be altered in the worst way possible when they least expect it. Despite everything, I had already moved on from the chaos that surrounded her. At that point, I had made a decision to marry the man I loved. We were in a stable place now, with no more uncertainty clouding our future. There was no fear of being tricked into something like a marriage scam because I knew my partner was someone I could trust completely. We had already been through so much together, and our relationship had only grown stronger. His business had finally become successful after years of hard work, and it was because of that success that he felt confident enough to propose to me. I couldn't have been happier. It wasn't just the proposal itself that made me feel so confident. It was the culmination of everything we had worked through together. His hard work, determination, and loyalty to me were qualities that I admired deeply. I had seen the highs and lows of his journey, and I was proud to stand by him through it all. His success wasn't just his own, it was ours. It felt like the reward for all the time we had invested into each other, for all the faith we had placed in one another. As I reflected on everything, it struck me just how differently things had turned out for both of us. While she had continued to struggle, constantly battling against the tide of her own choices, I had managed to find peace and stability. I had built a life with someone I could count on, someone who loved me unconditionally, and I was now preparing to marry him. The contrast between our situations was stark, and it made me think about the decisions I had made in my own life, how they had led me to where I was today. There was something deeply humbling in realizing how our choices, whether big or small, shaped our lives. In some ways, I almost felt a sense of guilt about how things had turned out. I didn't wish for her to suffer, but at the same time, I knew that her situation was a result of her own actions. She had made reckless choices, trusted the wrong people, and ultimately found herself alone and burdened by debts she couldn't handle. It was a harsh lesson, but one that I think she would have to learn on her own. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that there was nothing more I could do for her. Sometimes you have to let people face the consequences of their actions, no matter how hard that may be. And while I couldn't change her fate, I knew that I was in control of my own future. I had worked hard to get where I was, and I was not going to let anything, or anyone, ruin the happiness I had found. I had learned so much from the past, lessons about trust, responsibility, and the importance of making careful decisions. And with those lessons, I was moving forward, ready to start a new chapter with the man I loved. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Kennedy.
What's up?
Are you having fun on your trip?
Yeah, of course. I'm really enjoying it. Just today I've gotten to visit so many places and everything's been amazing. I've never traveled like this before, so it's a whole new experience.
You left pretty early this morning, didn't you? Have you made it to your hotel?
Yeah, I'm already here. Why? What's going on?
Oh, I just wanted to chat with you for a bit. I had something on my mind.
Sure, what's it about?
Well, this is kind of a side note, but I was really surprised when you suddenly decided to go on a trip all by yourself. I mean, you said you were going to Seattle, right? That's pretty far. I was shocked that you were able to get all the way there. And I bet it cost quite a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't exactly cheap, but, I've been planning to travel more in the future, so this trip is kind of like the beginning. I've been saving up little by little for a while now. Finally, after all this time, I got to take my first big trip.
Wow, I didn't realize you'd been saving up for so long. I honestly had no idea.
Well, I invited a few friends to come along too, but they all turned me down. Even though I offered to pay for them, they said they'd only go once they could afford it on their own.
So you're saying you've got some extra money, huh? That's pretty impressive.
Hey, Jan.
Yeah?
So, what's the real reason you wanted to talk to me?
Ah, right. I guess I can get to the point now, Kennedy.
What?
Do you happen to know anything about my credit card?
Huh? What are you talking about? No, I don't know anything about it. Why are you asking me?
Well, I only realized it was missing this morning, right after you left. The night before last, I was going through my cards, and I definitely had it then. And yesterday, I forgot to bring my card holder home with me, so I left it at the house. I thought maybe you might have noticed it or seen something since you were here the whole time. I even tried calling you earlier today, but I guess you didn't get the message.
Oh, right. Well, now that you mention it. I'm sorry. I didn't even think about it. I've been so caught up in sightseeing that I didn't pay attention to anything else.
Yeah, I get it. But just to make sure, you don't know anything about it, right? No, don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to be any help. Well, I guess that means you don't know anything about it. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
Wait, what's wrong? Are you okay? You seem upset.
Honestly, I am not okay. If you didn't know anything about it, I'm wondering if I should report it to the police. I mean, if someone's using my card, it's better to act fast, right?
What? The police? Why would you call the police?
Well, that's the usual thing to do when your credit card is missing. You have to report it right away to prevent any fraudulent charges.
Oh, I don't know. Does it really need to be that serious?
Kennedy, I'm not sure you understand the gravity of losing a credit card. Since you don't have one, maybe you just don't realize how important it is.
Is it really that big of a deal?
You don't even get it, do you?
Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm not trying to mock you. I'm just trying to explain that losing a credit card isn't something to take lightly.
Wait, I get it now. Since the card can be used to buy all sorts of things, you're worried that someone might pick it up and use it, right? You're just panicked because you don't want someone else to spend money with your card.
Exactly, and you should understand why I'm worried. If someone uses the card without permission, it's a huge problem. Wait a second, though. Are you sure you understand how credit cards actually work?
What? Of course I know how they work.
No, a credit card isn't just something you can use like cash. It's a way to buy things now and pay for them later. Do you even know what that means?
Wait, what? Can you explain it again?
Okay, listen carefully. When you use a credit card, the company pays for the purchase up front. But you're not paying right then. You have to pay the company back later. Essentially, it's like borrowing money.
Oh, so if someone uses my card, I'm the one who gets the bill later?
Yes, exactly. And that's why I'm so stressed about it. If my card gets lost, I'll be responsible for any charges made with it.
Huh, I see. But do you really have to go to the police?
Did you even hear what I just said? It's really important to report it to the police as soon as possible if someone finds and uses your card.
But we don't even know if anyone used it yet. What if you just misplaced it somewhere?
If you wait too long and someone uses the card, it's already too late to do anything about it. And you're acting really suspicious about it. Is there a reason you're so against reporting it to the police?
What are you implying? Are you accusing me of something? That's horrible, Jan.
Oh, I'm accusing you now? Well, maybe you don't realize it, but you used my card, didn't you? You knew about it all along, didn't you?
What? No, I didn't. I didn't even think about it that way.
I didn't think you would, but if you actually knew what you were doing, you'd realize how much trouble you're in.
What do you mean?
Don't act like you don't know. I can see it on your face. You know you've been using my money. And don't even try to make excuses. You took my card without asking, and now you're just playing dumb.
Well, fine. What's the big deal? It's not like you're actually losing anything. It's your cards, right? Your money is the one that's really affected.
Of course I'm affected. You're using my card for things I didn't agree to, and that's stealing. You think it's funny that you're going on a vacation and I'm the one paying for it?
It doesn't really matter to me. It's not like I'm actually losing anything. It's all your money anyway, right? You're just mad because you're not the one enjoying the trip.
That's exactly the problem. You're acting like it's no big deal. If you had any respect for me or my things, you'd never have done this.
Oh, I get it now. I'm the bad guy. Fine, I'll own it, but you don't have to make such a big deal out of it. It's not like it's the end of the world.
Yes, it is the end of the world, Kennedy. You don't understand the consequences. You think it's all fun and games, but when the bills come in and I'm left paying for your mistakes, you'll see how serious it really is.
Whatever. I'm enjoying my vacation, and you're just mad because you have to pay for it. Enjoy your life, Jan.
I won't let this go, Kennedy. I am done being nice about this. I've already stopped your card.
Huh? What do you mean?
When a credit card is lost or stolen, they can stop it to prevent any further fraudulent charges. So the cards you're holding right now? It's completely useless. It doesn't hold any value at all. You can't use it for anything anymore.
No way! Are you saying I can't use it anymore? But it's mine! You can't just take that from me!
Exactly. It's no longer ours. I'm afraid you're out of luck. It's been stopped, and it's void. You can't even buy a candy bar with that card anymore.
Wait, hold on. This can't be real. You can't just take my card away from me like that.
Oh, but I can. It's already been done. The moment you misused that card, it became useless. I wasn't going to let you keep using it when you took advantage of the situation. It's over. I've already contacted the bank, and they've stopped it. You've been cut off.
No, this can't be happening. Are you serious?
I'm very serious. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you crossed the line. You think I'm going to let this slide? You've already taken advantage of me, used my trust, and now you think you can keep going? Not anymore.
Wait, please, this isn't fair. You can't just leave me high and dry. What am I supposed to do now?
What were you planning to do when you took the card? Use it for yourself and hope I wouldn't find out? Well, you're not going to get away with it. You didn't think about what would happen if you got caught, did you?
I didn't think it through. I was desperate. I didn't think you'd find out so soon. Please, just let me have it back. I'll make it right, I promise. Just please.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid it's too late for that. You had your chance, and now you're dealing with the consequences. The card is gone, and I am not going to just hand it back to you. You'll have to live with this.
No, this isn't fair. This is all your fault. You're making this worse than it has to be.
My fault? Are you serious right now? You're the one who stole from me. You took what wasn't yours. You took my trust and threw it away. This is all on you. If you're looking for someone to blame, you should start with yourself.
No, I didn't mean to steal from you. I just needed the money. I didn't know what else to do, and I was scared of what would happen if I didn't. I didn't want to be stuck in this mess, and I thought I could fix it before you noticed.
Scared? Scared of what? You thought you could fix it before I noticed? You didn't even think about the consequences of your actions, did you? You thought you could take what isn't yours and just get away with it. And now you're trying to blame me for this?
I didn't know what to do. I didn't think it would go this far. Please, just don't make it worse. I'll fix it. I'll do anything. Just don't make me lose everything.
Lose everything? You already did that when you decided to steal from me. Everything you had is gone because of your choices. It's all gone.
Please don't tell Mom and Dad. Don't make it worse. I'm begging you. I'm sorry, really. I messed up. I know I did, and I'll make it right. Just please don't tell them.
Oh, you think I'm just going to cover this up for you? Do you think I'm going to let you keep hiding what you did? I'm not your personal cleanup crew. You made this mess, and now you need to clean it up. You don't get to hide from your mistakes. I won't tell them, but it's not like I'm going to just let you off the hook. I've already made arrangements, and they know what happened.
What? You've told them? No, please, you can't do this. Please don't tell them. They'll hate me. You're ruining everything.
They know. I'm not going to let this slide just because you're family. I told them and we made a decision together about how we're going to deal with this. And trust me, you're not going to like it.
Please don't do this. I'll work it off. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't make it worse. I'm begging you. Don't tell Mom and Dad. I can't lose everything.
I already told them and the decision is made. There's no going back now, and I'm not going to let you get away with this. You're going to have to face the consequences whether you like it or not.
Wait. You can't do this to me. I'm your family. You can't just leave me hanging like this. I made a mistake, but that doesn't mean I deserve to lose everything. Don't you care about me at all?
I care about you, but this isn't about that. This is about what you did. You made a choice, and now you have to face it. Don't you get it? This isn't about family. It's about what's right and wrong. And what you did was wrong. I'm not going to protect you from the consequences.
What am I supposed to do now? You've taken everything from me. What am I supposed to do without the card, without the money? I'm stuck here.
You're going to figure it out just like everyone else does when they screw up. You don't get to hide behind your mistakes and think that everything will just magically work out. You have to face it. You have to take responsibility.
I can't do this. I can't handle it. You don't understand. This is too much for me. I can't take it.
You can, you will, you have to. This is the reality now. You can either face it or you can keep running from it. But either way, it's not going away.
So what now? What happens to me? What do I do? I can't go back, not after everything.
Well, you have two options. You can either continue down this path to try to avoid your responsibilities and end up losing everything, or you can face what you've done, take accountability for it, and try to make things right.
But how am I supposed to fix this? I can't even pay for anything now. I'm stuck here without money, without a way out.
You're not completely stuck. I've already talked to Mom and Dad, and we made arrangements for you. You're going to have to work hard, but you'll be able to pay for things in the end. It's going to take time, but that's the price you pay for your actions.
I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm strong enough for all of this.
You are. You have no choice. But I'll be there to help you through it. This isn't going to be easy, but you can get through it. You just need to stop running and start facing the reality of what you did. The next day, we finally arrived in Seattle, a city known for its iconic skyline, bustling streets, and vibrant culture. It was a long-awaited trip, and the excitement was palpable among the group as we began to explore what the city had to offer. Little did we know that the day would be marked by more than just sightseeing. It would also be defined by the presence of someone who had, quite frankly, overstayed her welcome before we even arrived. She had apparently spent all her remaining money at the cafe, sitting there for hours waiting for us to show up. We had no idea she would go that far. By the time we got there, she must have been feeling pretty desperate. Honestly, it felt like she was using us to pass the time, or perhaps to gain some sympathy, hoping that we would feel bad for her situation. She was being, well, a bit of a burden. I couldn't help but think that we were dealing with more than just a friend. We were dealing with someone who didn't quite understand boundaries. From the moment we walked into the cafe, it was clear that her demeanor had shifted. She didn't greet us with the usual enthusiasm or warmth. Instead, she seemed to almost shrink into her seat, avoiding eye contact, and it became evident that she was feeling the weight of the decisions she had made. I mean, how could she not? She had spent money that wasn't hers to spend and was now reaping the consequences. Guilt and embarrassment were written all over her face. We tried to move past it and enjoy the day anyway, as we had come to Seattle for a reason, to see the sights, to experience the culture, and, most importantly, to have a good time. The day was beautiful, the weather was perfect, and the city was alive with energy. We toured some of the city's most famous landmarks, like the Space Needle and Pike Place Market, and explored the bustling neighborhoods that were full of life and history. But despite the fun we were having, there was an underlying tension, and that tension seemed to come from her, who remained quiet and distant the whole time. It was as if she didn't want to be there at all. She wasn't engaging in conversation, wasn't participating in any of the excitement that Seattle had to offer. I could see her constantly checking her phone, looking down, almost as if she was trying to escape from the situation. It wasn't lost on me that she was probably feeling the pressure of knowing that she had, in some way, mismanaged her resources, and now she was left with the uncomfortable reality that her actions were coming back to haunt her. It was hard not to feel a little awkward around her at that point, especially since we had all been excited to be there together. As the day went on, it became more and more clear that she wasn't enjoying herself. She wasn't really taking in the sights or participating in the things we were doing. Her silence was almost deafening, and I could tell that she was uncomfortable in her own skin. I almost felt bad for her. Well, I tried to feel bad for her, but at the same time, it was hard to ignore the fact that this was the result of her own choices. She had been the one who had mismanaged her money. She had been the one who had put herself in this position. And now she was the one suffering the consequences. It was like she was hoping for some kind of miracle or for someone to swoop in and save her from her predicament. It was at that point that my mother, the ever-direct and no-nonsense woman, dropped the comment that would seal the awkwardness of the day. As we were walking along, trying to decide where to go next, my mother casually turned to her and, without missing a beat, said, "We don't waste money like Kennedy does." It wasn't said in a tone of anger, but it was definitely blunt and pointed. My mother's words cut through the tension in the air, and you could see the color drain from Kennedy's face. To be honest, I wasn't sure if my mother meant it to come out the way it did, but I knew my mother well enough to understand that she didn't always hold back her opinions, no matter how sharp they might be. I think she saw it as a way of calling out the issue directly, but I don't think she fully understood how much of a sting it would have. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Clay. Wow, it's been forever since we've talked, huh? How's Sally doing? What grade is she in now? Does she have a boyfriend? I've got so many questions to ask. We have a lot of catching up to do. I feel really bad about making you wait 10 years for me, but I wanted to let you know that I'm sorry for that. But it's all right now. I'm ready to get back together again.
Who are you?
Come on, you know who I am. I'm your ex-wife, Maria.
Sorry, doesn't ring a bell. I think you have the wrong number.
Clay, there's literally zero chance that you don't remember me. I'm being serious, so stop screwing with me.
I don't know what to tell you, lady. I have no idea who you are. I do seem to remember being married once. If I recall correctly, my ex-wife one day left a letter to me on the kitchen table that said, "I'm sorry, but I've found my true love." It turned out she had dropped off our daughter at daycare and then up and vanished into thin air. I haven't heard anything from her since, but I've forgotten all about her. I don't even remember her name anymore.
Clay, for the last time, stop acting like a child and listen to me. I am trying to have an adult conversation here, if you don't mind.
I don't know. I usually only have adult conversations with, adults. And speaking of acting like a child, I've been caring for a child the last 10 years while you've been off doing God knows what. I could have sworn I blocked your number back then. How are you even messaging me now?
Yeah, you did block me, you little baby. So I had to go out and change my phone number just so I could talk to you. That's how serious I am about this.
Well, you wasted all that time and effort. I don't want to speak with you ever again.
You're not actually still mad about what happened 10 years ago, are you? We've had 2 presidential elections since we broke up. It's time to move on. And I just apologized to you, didn't I?
If you think that a simple apology is enough to make up for what you did, you need your head examined.
Wow, some gentleman you are, talking to a lady like that. But it's all right, I'm prepared to be the bigger person, so I'll apologize again. I'm sorry, Clay.
You're a real piece of work, Maria. I mean, you're acting as if you legitimately believe that you didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't do anything wrong, though. It was all his fault. He came onto me so hard that I just couldn't resist. I made a simple mistake, and it could happen to anyone. So if you want to be mad at someone, be mad at him. I'm just as much of a victim as you are. He tricked me.
You know, I think you could probably skip getting your head examined and just go straight to being locked up in a mental asylum.
There you go again, emotionally abusing me.
You want to talk about emotional abuse, Maria? Okay, let's talk about it. 10 years ago, I finished work early and went home expecting to see my wife waiting for me. Instead, I found a letter saying you were running away with another guy. Then just a few seconds later, I get a call from Sally's daycare saying you still hadn't picked her up. What sort of effect do you suppose that had on my emotions, huh?
Yeah, I know. I maybe should have done things a bit differently.
Maybe a bit? But you know what? Forget about me. I'm a man. I can take it. Sally, however, is still a young girl. She was 3 years old when her mother abandoned her, Maria. Do you have any idea how hard that was for her?
Wow, she was only 3 back then? That doesn't seem that long ago. And yeah, I guess a girl does really need her mother at that age.
If you were aware of that, then what were you thinking running away like you did?
Again, Clay, I was tricked, deceived. It wasn't my fault. Taking care of Sally was crazy stressful for me. I wasn't thinking properly. And he took advantage of my mental condition.
Even if that were true, and that's a big if, it wouldn't change the fact that you did the cruelest thing you could possibly do, both to me and to Sally.
I know that, Clay. I know. It was wrong of me to leave you and Sally behind. I realize that. And that's exactly why I'm telling you that I want to come back. Why is that so hard for you to understand?
Why is it so hard for you to understand that you're neither wanted nor needed? You only knew Sally for 3 years, and as of today, you've been gone for 10. She's gotten used to life without the mother who abandoned her when she was 3 years old.
I don't think you're taking Sally's best interests into account, Clay. What's better for a child, to have a mother or not? You've been taking care of her all by yourself these last 10 years, haven't you? That must have been really hard on you. But don't worry, I'm going to be there to help you out from now on. That would be better for you, Sally, and me.
It would have been better for all of us if you hadn't left in the first place. You're the reason she's been without her mother all these years. And above all, I have zero interest in getting back together with you. I've had my sister here to help me out with Sally, so there's absolutely no reason for you to come back home now.
Clay, putting on this strong and stoic act is only going to hurt you and Sally. And you've been making your sister help you? Think about how much trouble you've caused her. And if you'll just take a moment to swallow your pride and think clearly, I know you'll realize what the right thing to do is.
Yeah, I do know what I should do.
Great. I just wish you wouldn't have put up so much of a fuss. You wasted all that time and effort for nothing.
I'll ask Sally what she thinks.
Huh?
If you're as concerned for her well-being as you claim, then it only makes sense to ask her directly what she wants, right? I can go and ask her what she wants right now.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. Go ahead and ask her.
Sorry to keep you waiting. There was a lot of background information to cover.
Good grief, it took you long enough. And don't give me any crap about background information. It's a really simple question. Does Sally want me to come back, yes or no? Well, let's hear it. What did Sally say?
Dad told me that he would give you my answer for me, but I was firm that I wanted to be the one to speak to you myself.
Wait, Sally? Is that really you? Oh my God! Hey there, princess. Mommy's missed you so much. I bet you've gotten a lot taller since I last saw you. I can't wait to meet you. We have so much to catch up on.
Catch up? Catching up would imply that we used to have a relationship. But that's not the case for us. We never had a relationship. I don't even know you. You're a total stranger to me. And Dad always told me to never go with strangers.
What are you talking about, sweetie? I'm not a stranger. I'm your mom.
No, you're not. I don't have a mom.
Oh, don't be silly, baby. Of course you have a mom. She's me. I'm your mom. Oh no, I think I know what's going on here. It's him, isn't it? He's gone and told you all sorts of lies about me to try and make you hate me. Well, don't you worry one little bit, Sally. I am every bit your mom, your one and only mom. I'm not a stranger. I was there when you were born. You just don't remember me, that's all. I know it'll all come back to you once we meet up, though.
I do have memories from way back then, actually. Faint memories, but memories nonetheless. But I always thought that the woman in my memories was Aunt Stacy, the woman who always looks after me while Dad is at work. I had no idea that woman was my mom. After all, I've never called anyone mom before in my life, at least not that I can remember anyway. I really only have vivid memories from after you had already left, so you can't expect me to remember you.
Oh, Sally, I am so sorry for leaving you behind all those years ago. Every time I think about what I did to you, it makes me want to cry my eyes out. And I want to make up for that. I want to come back to you, sweetie. So please, honey, please, don't say anything like, I don't have a mom. It's like you're shoving a knife right into my heart. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard anyone say.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, lady. I said I don't have a mom because it's the truth. I literally do not have a mom. You can disagree if you want. That's your prerogative. But the fact remains that there's nothing in my heart but an empty void where Mom used to be.
Oh, you poor little thing. You've been totally brainwashed by your dad. I don't like talking about your dad to you like this, but your dad hates me for no reason. That's why he's been telling you lies about me. And the worst part is the effect his lies are having on you. He is going out of his way to keep you from having the mom that you desperately need. So tell me, honey, what did your dad tell you about me?
Well, when I was younger, I used to ask him about where my mom was. All the other kids in my class had moms, but not me. But he only ever said, you don't have a mom, and that's okay.
I knew it. He was brainwashing you.
It's not really brainwashing, though, is it? I mean, what was he supposed to tell me as a 5-year-old girl? Well, you see, your mom had an affair with another man, and she abandoned you so she could run off with him. Something like that? So I can totally understand why he simply told me that I don't have a mom. You get it too, right?
Oh, well, sure, I guess I can understand that. Yeah, when you put it that way, you're right. It's not too easy to talk to kids about affairs and stuff. Okay, I can see your point there.
I'm glad we're on the same page so far. And I can admit that you have a point too about kids needing their moms. Back when I was in the 4th and 5th grade, the other kids used to pick on me because I didn't have a mom. My teachers told them off for it, obviously, but they did it in the absolute worst way possible. They treated me like I was some kind of fragile object. Like if anyone breathed on me the wrong way, I'd just shatter. I hated that. It was worse than the bullying, really. It made me want to never go to school again. It was really hard for me back then. I even took out my frustrations on Dad and Aunt Stacy. I was like, why don't I have a mom? Where did she go? Did you make her go away? I feel really guilty about that. It wasn't their fault.
Oh, you poor, sweet, innocent little thing. I can tell it's been hard for you, but it's all right now. Mommy's coming home.
It is all right now. I'm fine without you. Dad works really hard during the week in order to make sure we have everything we need. Even still, he always leaves his weekends and holidays open to spend with me. He cooks me dinner, takes me places. We have a lot of fun together. And since my Aunt Stacy comes here during the week when he's not here, I'm never alone at home. Plus, elementary school was rough for me, but I'm in middle school now, so the people around me are way more mature. No one makes fun of me for not having a mom anymore, and I've actually made a lot of friends. So I'm perfectly happy both at home and at school now.
But imagine if you had your mommy with you too, then you'd be even happier. Don't you think so?
No, actually I don't. I've already told you a bunch of times I don't have a mom, and I'm just fine with that.
I think I'm going to start crying. I don't know what I need to say to make you understand.
Well, what a coincidence. I was thinking the exact same thing. Maybe it would help if I said it this way. The fact that I don't have a mom, the struggles that came along with that, and the way that so many people came together to help me through it all, are a part of what made me the person I am today. I'm perfectly happy with the way things are. In other words, I don't need some random person forcing their way into my life and mucking it all up.
Hey, hold on. I am not some random person. You may not remember much about me, but that doesn't change the fact that I am your mother. And as your mother, I deserve a lot more respect than you're giving me. I have been nothing but kind to you during this conversation.
Huh. Looks like your conversation didn't go exactly as you had hoped.
Clay, is it you again?
Yep. Sally had a really satisfied look on her face when she handed me back my phone just now. And looking through your conversation, it looks like she said all that she had to say. What an eloquent girl. I'm impressed.
Impressive? That's what you call impressive? Didn't you see the way she was talking to me? Me, her mother. Is that how you raised her, Clay? I knew it. A man raising a child on his own is a recipe for disaster.
I don't really want to hear that from you. After all, it's your fault that I was put in a position where I had to raise her as a single man. What do you think gives you the right to comment on the way I raised her?
Duh, isn't it obvious? She's my daughter. I'm her mother. The only reason she was so rude to me was because you have been gaslighting her into believing I'm some kind of monster. How could you turn my own daughter against me?
Do you even know what gaslighting means? The problem here is that telling Sally the plain truth about what you did would be enough to make her hate you. But I can honestly say we don't hate you anymore. We don't care about you at all.
Don't talk like that.
Oh, would you like me to talk about something else? How about the fact that the only reason you're crawling back to us is that you need a lot of money fast?
What?
The guy you left me for left you too, didn't he? And when he left you with a big fat pile of debt.
How did you find out about that?
I heard about everything from a lawyer friend of mine. So your plan was to use Sally as emotional blackmail in order to get me to take you back. Then once I did, you were gonna suck me dry. Do I have that right?
No, that's not right at all.
Oh yeah? Then go on, I'm listening. Why did you choose to text me so suddenly after 10 years?
I don't know. I guess I didn't really have much of a reason.
Right. Sure, whatever. It doesn't matter anyway. No matter what reason you might have to reach out to me, neither Sally nor I want anything to do with you. So stay away from us. Got it? Goodbye.
Hey, hold it right there. This conversation is not finished. Clay!
She kept on sending more and more obnoxious texts after that, so I blocked her number again. If she went out and got another new phone number just to harass us, I was planning on going to the police and reporting her for stalking. Fortunately, though, I didn't have to do that. Why is that, you may ask? Well, a few days after I blocked her number, she got arrested for trespassing and breaking and entering. Apparently, she broke into the house that we used to live in back when she first left us. I guess she didn't know that I had moved back into my parents' house in the meantime. That was a recommendation from my sister Stacy, and boy, am I glad I listened to her. I feel really bad for the people we sold the house to. They didn't deserve to get dragged into this. I gotta say, I was pretty moved when I read through the conversation that Sally had with Maria. I had no idea that she felt that way about me. I hate that my issues with her mother have caused her so much trouble in her young life, but that all just makes me want to work twice as hard to ensure that she always feels loved and never feels alone. Sometimes I feel like it would genuinely be good for her to have a mother figure in her life. You know, someone that she can actually call her mother. But I also know that I can't just go out and marry any willing woman. She's gonna have to be okay with taking on the heavy responsibility of being a stepmother. And, more importantly, she's going to have to be someone who Sally can love and respect as her mother. In the meantime, though, Sally and my sister Stacy are having a great time together.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Elliot. Got a minute? I need to talk to you about something. Lainey? Yeah, I've got some time. What's on your mind? Did you hear about the announcement? Announcement? What announcement? The one from the kindergarten. They're having a performance this Saturday. Don't tell me you didn't know. Oh, that. Yeah, I know about it. You sounded so serious, I thought it was something bad. So, what about the performance? Huh, that's a pretty casual reaction. You make it sound like it's no big deal. I'm kind of cold, don't you think? It's the kid's big moment, and you're acting like it's nothing. That's not true. The way you started the conversation threw me off. I thought something was wrong. Of course I'm excited about the performance. Oh, really? Well, I'd hope so. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, Amy's playing the lead role, right? Of course you're excited. So you knew. But listen, it's not like I'm excited just because she's the lead. I'd be proud of her no matter what role she's playing. Oh, please, don't act like you're above all that. Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean? Come on, everyone knows being the lead is better than some background role. Don't pretend you don't care about that. Don't put words in my mouth. That's not how I feel. Oh, yeah? So you're saying you wouldn't mind if Amy weren't the lead? Exactly. As long as the kids enjoy themselves, that's what matters most. Then let Cam take the lead. What? I'm saying let Cam take the lead role. If it doesn't matter to you, then it shouldn't be a problem, right? Are you serious? That's impossible. See, I knew it. You're just pretending it's not a big deal, but deep down you don't want to give it up. That's not what I meant. Look, it's not something we can just decide ourselves. The teachers are the ones who assign the roles. I'm not asking you to change things yourself. All you have to do is tell the teacher that Amy wants to give up the role for Cam. Easy, right? That's ridiculous. And no, I'm not doing that. Why not? Because Amy's been working hard on this for weeks. She's excited about it. You can't just expect her to step aside. And anyway, did Cam even say she wanted the lead? I don't recall her being the type to throw a fit about this kind of thing. Of course Cam wouldn't whine about it. But when I heard about the performance, I asked Kay what role Cam had, and she told me Cam wasn't the lead. So obviously Cam must have wanted it. Well, that sounds like you're just assuming things. Either way, I'm not asking Amy to give up her role. You'll have to let it go. Come on, just let him have it. You said the role didn't matter, but clearly you're just pretending. That's not fair. I said I didn't care about what role Amy got, but what Amy feels is a different story. Can you understand that? Why are you so fixated on this? Because Cam's better suited to the role. She's cuter and she's smart enough to pick up the lines quickly. She's perfect for it. You're seriously making this about looks? It's not just that. Cam's charming. She's the type that people naturally want to watch on stage. Don't you get it? She deserves the spotlight. I think we're done here. Goodbye. Wait, you can't just walk away. Listen, I already told my parents about the performance. They're flying in to watch Cam, and if she's not the lead, it's going to be embarrassing. That's not my problem. I doubt your parents will throw a fit just because Cam's not the lead in a kindergarten play. You don't know that. Look, just do this one thing for me. Tell the teacher Amy's giving up the role. Otherwise what? Otherwise, I'll start telling everyone that Amy stole the role from Cam. I'll make sure all the moms know that Cam was supposed to get the lead, but your family forced her out of it. Are you serious right now? You'd really stoop that low? Try me. If you don't give up that role, I'll make sure your family's completely isolated. No more playdates, no more invitations to parties. You'll be an outcast. You know what? Fine. Go ahead. Tell whoever you want. No one's going to believe you. Oh, they will. People love a good story, especially one where the bad guy is easy to point out. Just imagine what they'll say when I tell them how Amy's parents pressured the teacher to pick her over Cam. I'm not playing this game with you. I already sent screenshots of this conversation to the mom group. Excuse me? I'm not kidding. I screenshotted the whole thing. Everyone's going to know how you refused to let Cam have a chance, even after I begged you nicely. I'll make sure they know you're selfish, entitled, and only care about your kid being the star. Huh? The mom group. Didn't you get a notification? Mom group? What's that? I've never heard of it. Oh, you weren't invited? Well, that's unfortunate. What? So I'm the only one left out? That's horrible! Yeah, must have been some kind of oversight. Oh, wait, since you're feeling left out, let me fill you in on how everyone reacted after I posted our little chat. Wait, what do you mean posted? I shared our conversation with the mom group, figured they should know about what's been going on. You what? Why would you do that? Because you were threatening to spread lies about Amy. You said you'd tell everyone that Amy stole Cam's role, so I figured, well, better show everyone the truth first. But what did they say? Let me read some of the comments for you. Lainey's acting ridiculous again. Honestly, she's probably better off not being in the group. She doesn't even seem to care about her own kids' feelings. Did she even ask Cam what she wanted? Maybe that's why she didn't know about the performance until now. And now she's threatening people just to make herself look better? Wow. What is this? Exactly what I said. It's how the other moms reacted after seeing our conversation. But why is everyone saying such awful things about me? Well, for starters, the roles for the play were decided weeks ago. The kids have been practicing for a long time. Memorizing lines takes time, after all. You only just found out about it because you weren't paying attention. If you'd been listening to Cam, you'd have known much sooner. Cam never told me. Oh, come to think of it, she didn't even want me to read the announcement flyer. Maybe that's because she knew how you'd react. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, look at how you've been acting. Going on and on about how only the lead role matters, like anything else is worthless. Can you blame Cam for not wanting to tell you she didn't get the lead? Why would she want to hear her own mother belittling her role? That's not fair. I didn't know. Actually, Cam chose her role herself. The kids volunteered for their parts, and Cam put her hand up right away for the role she's playing. One of the teachers mentioned it when I was helping out the other day. What? No one told me that! Let me guess. You heard the name of the play, assumed there was a princess role, and asked Cam if that's what she was playing. When she said no, you jumped to conclusions. Sounds about right? I thought so. Cam's not upset about her role. You are. Honestly, I think she's excited about her part. She's been working hard on her lines, and I heard she's doing a fantastic job. But if Cam wanted that role so badly... She didn't. Cam picked her role because she liked it. And for the record, the lead role wasn't just handed to Amy. A bunch of kids volunteered for it, and they ended up deciding with a game of rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors? Yep, 3 kids ended up sharing the role. 3? Wait, you didn't know that either? No wonder you've been so fixated on this. I was starting to wonder why you were only coming after me about this. Well, guess that clears things up. The other 2 kids probably just aren't close to Cam, so their names never came up. Why would they need 3 kids for one role? Because the lead role has way more lines than the others. It's too much for one child to handle alone. Splitting it 3 ways makes it manageable. Then what was the point of this whole conversation? I don't know. Were you hoping to brag about Cam standing out and stealing the spotlight? Sounds like you were more worried about how things looked than how Cam actually felt. Honestly, I feel bad for her. That's not true. I just wanted her to have a chance to shine. By forcing her into a role she didn't even want? That's not supporting her, Lainey. That's just feeding your own pride. I wasn't trying to... You know what? Forget it. Cam deserves better than this. She's a sweet kid, and she's already been working hard on the role she chose. You pushing her into something else just because you're worried about what your parents will think, that's not fair to her. I'm not pushing her. aren't you? Cam's been practicing quietly this whole time and you didn't even know. If she wanted the princess role so badly, don't you think she'd have told you herself? Instead, she didn't even want you to see the flyer. Doesn't that tell you something? Look, I get it. You're proud of Cam. You want her to stand out, to be the star. But you're so caught up in that you're ignoring what she wants.
I just wanted her to feel special.
She already does. You should have seen her the other day showing off her costume to the teachers. She was beaming. You know why? Because she's playing the role she wanted, and she's good at it.
I didn't know.
Of course you don't. You were too busy trying to get her something she didn't even want.
I didn't mean to make things worse for her.
Then fix it. Talk to Cam. Ask her about her role. Really listen this time. Because right now you're the one making her feel like she's not enough.
What if she's disappointed? What if she really did want the lead and she just didn't tell me?
If that's the case, then be there for her. But I think you'll find she's proud of what she's doing. Cam's stronger than you're giving her credit for.
I'll talk to her.
Good, because honestly, she deserves a mom who's cheering her on, not one who's fighting battles she never asked her to.
I messed up, didn't I?
Yeah, but it's not too late to fix it. Just let Cam be Cam. That's all she's asking for. On the day of the performance, the children were eagerly and happily preparing for the play. Their faces lit up with excitement as they rehearsed their lines and movements. It was clear that they had been working hard and were looking forward to showcasing their efforts. The stage was set and the atmosphere was filled with a sense of anticipation and joy. They couldn't wait for their moment to shine, and it was heartwarming to see how much they had invested in making the performance a success. Among them was Amy, who, like the others, had her own set of nerves and excitement. Cam, too, was full of energy, but there was an added weight on her mind. Although the children were all focused on their roles and rehearsing in their own way, for Amy and Cam, the day held a mix of emotions, especially after what happened earlier. After the performance came to an end, everyone was buzzing with excitement. It had been a success, and the children had done a remarkable job. The applause from the audience was loud and full of admiration, and it was clear that the hard work they had put into the play had paid off. Amy and Cam, along with the other children, felt a sense of accomplishment. It was a moment that they would remember, a culmination of their efforts, and it felt like a small victory. However, after the event, as the crowds began to thin and parents started to gather their children, something unexpected happened. Cam's grandparents, her father's parents, approached her. They were warm and welcoming, but there was a noticeable tension in the air. It wasn't the usual cheerful greeting one might expect from family members, but rather a conversation that carried an undercurrent of discomfort and a certain weight of responsibility. Cam had known that something was off, but she hadn't anticipated what they were about to say. Her grandparents began by acknowledging the performance, but their words soon took a more serious turn. They made it clear that they knew about the trouble Cam had caused in the past. Specifically, they brought up the incident where Cam had caused some problems and the fact that she made things difficult for people around her. The conversation then shifted to the apology Cam had made, or rather the apology she hadn't made in the way they thought was necessary. Her grandparents expressed their concerns about the way Cam had handled things and the impact it had on everyone involved, especially her friends and those who had been affected by her actions. They made it clear that they felt Cam needed to reflect on what she had done and make amends, but that there was still a long road ahead before things could be set right. It didn't end there. The conversation continued to delve into the difficult territory of her behavior, with the grandparents pointing out how Cam's actions had caused discomfort not only for the people directly involved, but also for others who had been a part of their social circle. Her friends had been put in an awkward position, and some of them had been hurt by her behavior. It was a harsh reality that Cam had to face, but she knew deep down that the truth of the matter couldn't be ignored. As the conversation unfolded, her grandparents revealed the decision they had made in consultation with Cam's husband. They had decided that Cam should return to her parents' house for a while to reflect on her actions and figure out how to move forward. It wasn't an easy decision for them to make, but they felt it was necessary for Cam's well-being and the well-being of the family. They expressed concern about the way things had been going and wanted her to have the space to think things through and heal. Amy, standing by Cam's side, could see the sadness in her friend's eyes. Cam didn't speak much at first, as the weight of the situation seemed to settle in. The idea of leaving was difficult, and the thought of being separated from her own home was a hard pill to swallow. However, she understood why it had come to this point. It wasn't just about the mistakes she had made, it was about the broader consequences and the need for some time to reflect, grow, and rebuild relationships. Cam's grandparents, although firm in their decision, were not without compassion. They told Cam that they understood how hard it must be, and they reassured her that their love for her had not wavered. They had only made this decision because they believed it was the best thing for her, even if it didn't feel like it in the moment. They didn't want to push her away, but they felt that the time had come for Cam to face the consequences of her actions and take responsibility for them. Amy, despite the sadness she felt for Cam, could see that there was a sense of kindness in the way her grandparents were handling the situation. They weren't being punitive or harsh, rather, they were offering Cam the opportunity to reflect and grow in a way that would help her become a better person in the long run. And though it was painful to hear, Amy understood that sometimes difficult decisions had to be made for the greater good. Cam, for her part, listened quietly, her mind racing with a mixture of emotions. She felt a deep sense of regret for the way things had turned out, but she also recognized that this was a chance for her to take a step back and make amends. Perhaps this separation would be the space she needed to clear her mind, to truly reflect on the mistakes she had made, and to find a way to move forward in a more positive direction. Her grandparents continued to speak kindly, even as they informed Cam that her return to her parents' home was inevitable. They spoke about how living with her grandparents might offer a fresh perspective and a supportive environment. They reassured her that despite the tough love they were showing, they only wanted what was best for her, and that she would have the chance to rebuild her relationship with everyone over time. Amy, though sad to see her friend in such a situation, couldn't help but think that perhaps this would be the best thing for Cam in the long run. The grandparents had always been warm and understanding, and the idea of Cam living with them for a while might be the healing process she needed. They would offer her the stability and support she required, and hopefully, in time, Cam would find a way to rebuild her life and restore the connections she had damaged.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.